breaking news.
Singer Whitney Houston, one of the greatest voices of our generation, CNN has gotten confirmation from her representative, has died.
When that tragic news hit, I was part of an extraordinary team preparing for music's biggest night. I'm LL Cool J, and I hosted the Grammys on what would be an evening of musical history. We were stunned at the news of Whitney's death. She wasn't only a great performer, she was a friend. And through our sadness, one thing was for certain. The Grammys would honor this musical icon, and the show had to go on. Musicians were gathered, rehearsals were rocking, just 24 hours before a death in the family.
Check 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4.
Grammy Week is really unlike anything else. It is full of excitement and anticipation and nerves.
I want to be able to be lifted higher than I typically can. Up.
When someone calls and says, hey, do you want to play on the Grammys? I'm like, absolutely.
It's the Super Bowl in our field. It's the biggest platform for a musician to be recognized in such an elite light.
We told one of the Beach Boys to hold. Please quiet. How are you?
You were great up there.
It's the Grammys. It's where everybody kind of connects.
Oh, yeah. Here he is, my man. Oh, yeah. My man.
The Grammy throws all kinds of musicians together from all sorts of genres, and suddenly you're meeting, you may meet Snoop Dogg, or you may meet Paul McCartney.
Every year we start with a blank piece of paper and we begin to build it, and, it takes on a life of its own.
1, 2, 3, 4. Good vibrations, my box. Excitations, good vibrations.
It's our 50th anniversary as a group, and to celebrate that on the Grammys with the whole world watching is fabulous.
I was just so proud of where we were with the show prior to learning that Whitney had passed. The opening with Bruce, this sentiment of the Beach Boys and Glenn Campbell.
Where the lights are shining on thee, like a rhinestone cowboy.
It was really special to see Paul McCartney sit in the front row singing and clapping and really just enjoying himself.
I was rocking to Rhinestone Cowboy. Rhinestone Cowboy! So cool, man.
Thank you.
So good.
I just had to come and tell you I love you, that's all.
Well, God bless you, man. I really appreciate it. We had Katy Perry booked. Nobody was hotter in the business right then. Bruno Mars channeling James Brown. One of the most ambitious things we've done outdoors ever was this electronic dance segment that we did at the Tent across the street from Staples. And an hour before we heard about Whitney, I'd gotten a call confirming that Bruce Springsteen was going to join this finale with Paul McCartney, Joe Walsh, and Dave Grohl. I've done 32 of these, and this one just had something that was just pretty remarkable about it.
Show's a really tough show to do. It's live. There ain't no lip sync in here, and things happen that you never expect. And we wind up putting on one of the biggest shows with one of the biggest crews live to the world every year.
To prove that the love you get is equal to the love you make.
Working with LL Cool J, he's just unnatural. There's a connection that he makes and that the musicians and our artists have to him, which is going to make for a great night.
His cred is so much there, both in music and in television. He's going to be great for us.
I thought we had a great approach to the show.
Nailed it. You guys were too good.
It felt like me, it sounded like me. I thought it was great. I was really excited about what was to come.
The show just had so much going for it. The return of Adele.
We could have had it all, rolling in the deep. You have my heart inside of your hands, but you played it, you played it, you played it, you played it to the...
I was in the middle of rehearsing Adele, who had just come back from voice surgery, so it was kind of exciting. We were pretty wrapped up in that.
There's a fire starting in my heart.
And one of the cameramen came on the PL and said that he just heard that Whitney Houston had died. And we were all kind of shocked and stunned, and we didn't know if it was true or not. But I can tell you right then and there, my heart started racing. I started hyperventilating.
Nobody else knew. The word had not even gotten out to the media. But the first thought that occurred to us was that we've got to go tell Ken now. There was this stunned, shocked look of disbelief.
Ken picked up the PL and said, "Lou, just keep doing what you're doing. Just keep rehearsing. I'll get back to you."
You could feel the tension in the house. We were going to change a show that is huge, and we were going to have to do it within 12 hours. It had to happen, and it had to happen right then.
Things started to happen very quickly at that point, and I figured before I went too much further, I really needed to talk to Neil, who was on his way over to the pre-Grammy party, the Clive Davis party that they had every year, which Whitney was supposed to be at.
This was such an incredible shock, and it's the last thing you would ever think that you would hear. And especially for me personally, because Whitney and I had a history of working together over the years. I heard from Ken, and we talked about the show, and we were on the same page, and I was very comfortable with where we were at. And what was on my mind is, what am I going to say to this room tonight?
You've all learned of the unspeakably tragic news of our beloved Whitney's passing. Whitney was so full of life. She was so looking forward to tonight.
There'll be a lot of us holding hands tonight. We'll be on each other's shoulders. We'll be sad, but we'll be celebrating. And what's beautiful about Whitney is not that she's not here tonight, but what she left for us. And the legacy that she's left will be here forever.
I believe that
You know, we live in this bubble, and we're down at Staples, and we're in the middle of rehearsals, but you don't realize the impact that this was having on the rest of the world.
When I heard the news about Whitney, it was devastating. You know, your heart goes out to her family and her. And then, you know, my next thought was, how is the team at the Grammys going to handle the show?
I knew it was going to be a long day and a long night, and we were in for the long haul here. We really needed to figure out what we were going to do next.